Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So for this week's video I thought we would watch some jumping. I jumped 7 horses this week, so that's a lot, but I only got video of 5 of them, so we're gonna watch that now. First, on Thursday I was at a jumping lesson at my trainer's place with Handy and Ultimo. You're watching Handy right now, warming up. We do a lot of this exercise with poles on the ground and then doing them both in canter and in trot, and a lot of transitions to help him relax and concentrate and just listening to me. So we do them first in trot and then maybe a couple times in canter and then trot again, and really focusing on the transitions so he's nice and relaxed and listens to what I'm saying. And he has a tendency to get really crazy and really fresh and just run all over, but if we keep breaking it off into trot, he'll just slow down a bit and concentrate a bit more. So that's what we're doing now. During the warm-up we almost always do this, starting with poles on the ground, just keeping him a bit more focused and helping him relaxed. So first we go the one way around and then we change to the other way around and do exactly the same. Just have a lot of patience and just working really nice and slow with him, trotting, cantering. We do a lot with trotting over the poles and then canter maybe 5 strides and then back to trot again, trot, canter all the time. So he really listens to me and what I want him to do. So yeah, we're just doing that a lot here. We always start with doing poles on the ground. Almost every horse does poles on the ground before we start really jumping. It's really a good exercise and you can always jump poles on the ground. I do that basically every single day with all the horses. Now you can see he starts to relax a little bit more here. So I thought I'd do this video with you watching me train and jump, and I'll tell you a little bit about all the exercises that we do and why we do them, and each horse how they are and what I feel while riding them. Maybe that could be fun for you to hear, I thought. Now we've put it up to a little jump with pole before and after to help him slow down a little bit and not just rush over. So we do it one way, break it off to trot, go the other way around before we really start jumping. So now we start doing a little gymnastic line here, just very nice and slow, trying to slow him down a little bit. He has a tendency to just rush through these things and just go faster and faster and faster, but he really did this nicely. So we just started jumping a bit more. Do a lot of maybe a line where we jump the one fence, make a circle before jumping the other fence, so he just has to slow down and focus a little bit on what I'm telling him to do. He was actually really sweet this day, super sweet, so I'm very satisfied with him. Yeah, now we just go the other way around. We really focus a lot on warming up before we start doing the full course, so I know that I have him where I want him to be and he's relaxed. Now we do this line over here before we start. We try to do almost every line before we jump it in the course, so we've been all over before putting it all together in the course. But he did this very nicely. And we just do this line with the double and then 5 a little bit short strides to a vertical here. He waited really nicely here. The other way around. We never really jump higher than this with him. I think it's like 120 or something. He doesn't really need to jump higher. And then we jump the water because he's always so spooky underwater. But he didn't spook that much here. He just has to jump it every single week. Now we're jumping a little bit of a full course, but still we're quite far between the jumps. So I have time to both get forward and canter and keep a good rhythm, but also have him wait and concentrate a little bit more. We still haven't put it up, so it's still like I think 110, maybe 120 centimeters now. But he was really nice. I ride with another bit than I usually do because this is stronger. So when he decides to run out the exit or rear or whatever he wants to do, I'll just have a better chance at controlling him and holding him inside the arena, which is nice. So I'm gonna ride with that for a couple times now, and then I'm gonna change back to the bit I usually use when he listens a bit more. But he's a little bit easier to ride with this bit, but he doesn't jump as good. So it's also quite weird for me to ride him with this bit because he actually listens when I pull and when I want him to stop, which he usually doesn't with the Pelham that I usually use, but he jumps a lot better with that. So I don't know what I'd want. But he was great last Thursday here in training. So I'm really happy with him. Next week we are going to my other trainer's place, which is a little over an hour away from me, to train at another arena, see if he behaves there as well. I'm excited to see that. I'm part of a trainer team, in case you didn't know, where there are 4 trainers. So this is Lars Pedersen's place, which is 30 minutes away from me. I go there about once a week to train. Now we switched to Ultimo, by the way. And then I have Andreas and Christian Skov. They live an hour away from me. So they have a huge arena, both indoor and outdoor. So I usually go there to train before the big shows, to just train on bigger arenas, and they have nice jumps as well. But mostly I train either at home or at Lars's place. So this Ultimo we started with now, doing the same kind of exercises as with Handy. It's also really good for a young horse to just do a gymnastic line as this, or a vertical maybe with a pole in front of and back, to just really get them to think about where they put their feet and help them get a little bit quicker in the body. And now we're jumping this line, same as Handy. She did this really well. She was very sweet. She is a different type of horse than Handy, a little bit slower and smaller, not that much smaller, and a little bit fat too. But Handy is like all legs, and she is full body. Her legs look so small, and she just has a lot of body, but Handy just has long legs. Now we're jumping, I think, a couple fences after each other here, a little course. She is 5 years old now, by the way. This is the first time you've seen her. Oh, she's so cute. I really like her. Not spooky and super easy to ride. Not the freshest horse, but she's not like lazy either. Just not. You have to lose a little bit of leg with her. I mean, she doesn't really go that much forward by herself, but she's still super easy. I mean, it's not like she doesn't listen when you want her to go forward. She just doesn't really do that much all by herself. But I'm sure she's gonna learn that because she's only 5, so it's definitely gonna get better and better as she gets older and gets also more strength and a little bit better shape as well. Now we just turn the course around and do it from the other side, everything. I think she jumped really. I think this is probably the best jumping lesson I've ever had with her. She jumped really good here, so I'm very satisfied with her. Just do this line and then I think she's done. She gets easily tired, so at the end, after we're jumping the course, last couple of fences, she's just so tired. It's like no more air. And now we're at home. This is Friday. I jumped Kannan, Sandro and Tyson on Friday at home just by myself. So you're watching Kannan right now. This is only the second time ever that she's jumped outside. So she was really, really, really fresh. But it was okay. I mean, she was really fresh and I didn't really have that much control over her. She kind of just runs a lot. But I think it was okay. You can also see that she's super fresh actually. But the last time I jumped her outside, she was afraid of her own tail. So whenever she'd like swing with her tail in the air, she would land and just get really tense and just run away from the fence. But it was like her own tail she was afraid of, because she's afraid of things behind her. So it's just, that was a little bit tricky, but that was much better now. And I think she didn't really spook or anything, but quite fresh and not so controllable. But that's just Kannan. She's not so easy to ride around. Very special in the mouth. Kind of goes like on and off a little bit, and then she pulls a lot, and then she doesn't pull, and she's really careful. So you have to always like be focused that you have her kind of even on the bit going into the jumps, or else she'll just be too careful. But it's a lot better now in the second round than in the first round. A lot more steady, but still very fresh. So she gets fresher and fresher, I gotta say. And now that I'm watching the video, I can also see that she's lost some weight, because she had gotten so fat, like really, really fat. But now I can see she looks good now, I think. I just do a circle here because I feel like when she gets too fresh, I don't really like to like stop the horse and back them or whatever. Then I think it's easier to just make a circle, get everything under control, have them relaxed again, and then continue. Instead of like breaking the rhythm completely and stopping. I think it's a lot better to just make a circle, get the horse to listen again, to focus, and then you can continue. I think it's often the horse gets really confused if you just like stop them abruptly during the course. So I think it's nice to just like make a circle to get everything under control. And she was a lot better after. I just did this line again, because it was a little bit long with the 5 strides, and sometimes when it's long 5 strides or longer distance with her, she gets really fresh after and I can't really control her. But now she was really nice. I could just make a quiet circle and then break off the trot and be done. So she was really nice. It was actually 2 good days. All the horses were sweet, so I'm happy with that. So now we go on to Sandro. That's a little bit more of a challenge. She's really crazy outside, so crazy. She is super fresh and I think everything is really scary, and the oxers are huge according to her, which they are not, but she's just so careful. I hadn't really jumped her for about a month, but then when I started jumping again, it was like she had forgot how to jump. So I mean, she jumped the verticals, but when it got to the oxers, she just tensed all up and was like, ah, really got scared of everything. So we've just taken everything back a step, doing just small jumps now, getting her confident again and trusting herself. I mean, she likes to really overjump, but it's gotten better. But when she hasn't jumped, she has to jump like regularly once or twice a week. And when she doesn't do that, if she has like a week off or 2 maybe, it's just kind of like starting over. Because yeah, she'll just jump really, really high over and just kind of land on her hind legs instead of relaxing and really finishing her jump. She'll just spook and get really tense. Like also going on and off the bit, and she gets really hot and she has a lot of blood, so sometimes it's hard to control and keep a steady rhythm all the time, because you always have to make sure you have her where you want her to be because she's so careful, but at the same time she's super hot, so it's difficult to keep her calm and still giving her a lot of leg, because she is so careful that you have to give her a little bit of security and trust through the leg. But that's difficult when she's really going forward. But she got better at the end. I mean, you can also see on the vertical she relaxes here, and then she actually jumps with her whole body instead of sometimes on the oxers. That was a good jump. Sometimes on the oxers she just kind of freezes in the air and just panics. But it's gotten a lot better. Now we go to the last horse, which is Tyson. He was so fresh, so fresh. And I don't understand why. I jumped him last week. But it's like when we're at home, he just wants to go over the jumps and he wants to run really fast and just really, really crazy. And then when we're at shows or at another place jumping, he's much more calm and focused. It's like he can't really concentrate at home. He doesn't jump as good as when he's at another place or when he's at shows. He jumps a lot better. But I mean, he's still sweet to ride around. He's just quite strong at home, which he's never at shows. And he sometimes gets a little spooky at home, and he never ever spooks at anything. But at home he'll be like scared of the shadows, or it's so weird. I think it's because he's kind of bored at home, so he just finds all these things to spook at, and he's really a gelding, so he'll be like want to make some trouble and wants to have fun, play around. He's really playful, so whenever he bucks and runs around, he's a funny horse. Let me say it like that. I only have 2 geldings and then I have 6 mares, so the geldings really stand out here with their personality. But yeah, he was still sweet, still jumping great, just a little bit too fast and quite strong. Usually does a little bit more than just walking over like he does here. So I tried like slowing him down a little bit, still keeping the outdoor rhythm, a good tempo here, but just try to slow him down a little bit before he jumps, because when he's fresh, he'll be like going slow to jumps, but then the last 2 or 3 strides he'll just jump on forward and just scoot over really fast, instead of taking his time and just still relaxing all the way to the jumps and over the jumps. Also here you can see he lands in the wrong canter, but it's fine as long as he just continues that instead of trying to change or whatever. As long as you just keep his balance and continue in that canter that he lands in, then it's fine. I don't really care. But it gets a problem if the shoulder goes in or out and he doesn't really know where to go, then it's kind of a problem. But as long as he still is in balance, it doesn't really matter what canter he lands in. And he's good at lead changing, so that's no problem either. But he still like throws himself a little bit over here instead of really jumping. But that's just Tyson at home. He doesn't really take it seriously. But he's still sweet, still easy to ride around. So that's nice. But not really giving that much air when you've just watched a video of Sandro. No. But the sunset is pretty here though. But you can just see he just like scoots over. Doesn't really take it seriously. I just took a couple higher verticals, so I tried to slow him down a bit, going a little bit slow to this one, and then going a bit faster to the last vertical here. So this is it for this video. I hope you liked it. It was quite fun doing this voiceover thing and really watching my own videos, my own jumping lessons, and see how the horses jumped. Well, I hope you liked it, and remember to give this video a thumbs up if you did, and subscribe to my channel if you want more videos. And please let me know if you like this kind of videos or if you want more of them, because I'd be happy to do it again sometime if you'd want. Bye!